It is your station for information and inspiration. We now go into Studio C for our local Fayetteville Police Department.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Sarge, how are you?
Good morning, good. How you
I'm
doing?
grinning like a Cheshire cat because I'm always glad to see you. How are you this morning?
All is good. It is a great day.
Good. We'd like to welcome all of the listeners here with
Yes.
Fayetteville Police Department's Hour of Power, as they say we are. I am Sharon Stevens, Crime Prevention Specialist with the City of Fayetteville Police Department. This is Sergeant Caldwell. I used to say my
Yes.
supervisor, but the reason why she's grinning all hard is because she doesn't have to be bothered with me anymore. This is our public information's officer, but Sergeant Caldwell.
Yes.
And we are joined this morning by two distinguished guests. I'd like to welcome them both. First of all, the Chief of Police, Chief Brian. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. All is well. All is
Good,
well.
good. It's good to see you.
It's
good
warmer.
to see you.
It's warmer today.
Oh, my Lord, this weather has been killing
Yes.
us, hasn't it? And also, I'd like to introduce the Director for the Office of Community Safety for the City of Fayetteville Police Department. This is Mr. Jones. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I am well. I
Good.
agree with Chief. The
You do?
sun's out.
The
So
weather?
We appreciate that. for
It was
sure.
rough for a minute there, wasn't it?
Yes, it
And
was.
just to let you know off camera, because, we always have people with us, and I'm going to acknowledge my supervisor. I have Major Hicks in here with me also, and the Major Streepay, they're just off to the sides waiting. Major Streepay is actually the executive officer for Chief Brian, and Major Hicks is over the Office of Community Affairs. So, gentlemen, although they can't see you, I acknowledge that you're here, and thank you very much. I have a lot of babysitters, everybody. I have a lot of babysitters this morning. So we're going to get right to it. We want to talk to the citizens this morning. And as you listen to us, if in fact you have questions about something that the chief says or something that Mr. Jones says, by all means, please call in. They will get those questions to us. Tell us which one of them you want to answer it, or they both may answer, and we will go from there. But we're going to do some information for you this morning on the newly formed, well, it's about a year now, hasn't it been? But close?
7 months.
7 months. That's
Well,
about-
since I came in.
Exactly.
I
Since you've
came
been
in,
here,
yes,
okay.
yes,
For
yes.
our Office of Community Safety, and it is an initiative that is focused on coordinating non-enforcement responses to the complex community safety challenges that we have across Fayetteville. So I'm going to start with you, Chief. If you want to start off with telling us some information or some thoughts you have on how we're going to collaborate with this office.
No, from the police perspective, this is a great opportunity for us to collaborate with another agency to handle those calls where the police is not necessarily needed. So Director Jones and our Major Hicks were coming up with some collaborative efforts in terms of how we can address some of these issues. He'll be, like the unhoused, some of the situations where we have a mental health crisis that may be coming up. So those are the kind of responses that OCS and Director Jones' shop is going to be handling, and we're looking forward to figuring out a efficient and effective way of dealing with these calls, and we're still trying to work these out, looking at other models throughout the country and throughout the state, and Director Jones can elaborate on that further, but definitely it's a partnership that we are looking forward to, and we already started this partnership, so we're working hand in hand to make sure that we can address these issues here in the city.
Great. And so I want to say for the listeners, just to give you a bit of a perspective of how we're doing it, especially down on the lower level, like crime prevention, for instance, because we do have some of your people coming out speaking to some of our community groups. And as a crime prevention specialist, I get a lot of calls about who can help with this, who can do this. I have used the example with some of my residents that if you come home and you find water all over your floor and you realize you have a leak in one of your plumbing systems, you call a plumber because you think to yourself, plumbers deal with water. However, if you come home and you see that same water, but it's coming from your roof, even though you've got water, you do not call a plumber. Now you have to go to another agency or another entity to handle that system, even though you know, well, I've still got water in my house. I want to say plumber, but it's not a plumber. So I try to tell people, when you see something, sometimes you think, I want to call 911, I want to call the police. But that same situation does not necessarily always result in enforcement being needed. And so I kind of attribute OCS to being, you're handling water, but you're not the plumber.
Sure.
So if you want to just give us some information concerning what exactly you are focusing on or how you all are setting up right now.
Yeah, absolutely. One, I'm gonna steal that analogy. I think that's a great one. I haven't heard that one. In my opinion, the purpose of OCS, when it was founded here in the city of Fayetteville, was to decrease interaction from law enforcement and having a different approach. Now, to Chief's point, I will highlight that this is a partnership. I always will say a successful OCS must follow and lead with a successful PD. So with that in mind, to the responses that we have provided, I currently just left one where someone was brought to Fayetteville and has nowhere to go, and their instinct was to call 911 to figure out those solutions. What PD has partnered with us in is when they do receive those phone calls, they loop us in as Office of Community Safety so that then we can coordinate a response that is not just for the moment, but actually provides a pathway that we can walk alongside someone to, one, provide a response to that scenario, but also decrease the opportunity for this to happen again. So when it comes to us, right now we have 4 pillars. We have the unhoused community, we have mental health, we have youth programming, and we have community violence intervention. And the one thing I also want to highlight is the word community. Our office is data and community led, meaning that everything we do, we look at the data to identify the metrics that present us the needs that we need to coordinate a response to, but also ensuring that our responses and our initiatives and programs and the dollars that we put into community is filtered through the lens of community. Because I can say, I need this, but if I'm not from the area that I'm looking to serve, then I'm just doing something off the basis of providing a resource. When Chief Brian, who lives in this area, may tell me, well, we don't need that, but however, there are some leaks on the roof. We don't need a plumber. We need so with that in mind, how do we bring in community to coordinate these solutions and to really be a role and play that part in addressing and decreasing violence alongside our other partners here in the city of Fayetteville?
Great. So I think one of the questions I often get in meetings also, and maybe you can address this for citizens or give me some information. So someone will say to me, okay, well then if I realize I don't need the police for this isn't a criminal matter.
Sure.
How can they contact your office in order to either get that information to you,
Sure.
to tell you that they do see this need, or what if I'm a nonprofit or I'm a business that I think to myself, I can assist with certain issues and I would like to be put on the list of things, where you send people to receive services. How can they set up and be able to be on that list for you?
Absolutely. One, I will say, I always like to start off with this. If you feel endangered at any moment, please call 911. I want to make sure that's very clear. 2, as we build up our office, we don't have a call 1-800-OCS. So what I communicate to the community is that please call the Fayetteville call center. Their team does a great job of ensuring that we as OCS are aware of any concerns brought to their attention. Also, 911 dispatch, they have received calls regarding OCS support, and then what they do is then reach out to us as staff. But I would say the most efficient way is probably through the Fayetteville call center, but also our emails on our website, fayetteville.nc.gov/OCS. You can find myself and the rest of my staff's emails on that website, as well as a broader email, ocs@fayetteville.nc.gov. So that's the quickest way, I would say, for community to reach out to us. But also, I think it's important as an office that we meet community where they are. So yes, we want people to reach out to us, but I also want myself and my staff to go out in the community and hear directly from folks in spaces that they're already comfortable with and feel safe in. So that for us means continuing to participate in community engagements like community watch meetings, like small community-based town halls, public forums. That looks like having conversations with the individual and say, hey, I meet with a group of kids from FSU who are doing some mentoring. Okay, how can I engage in that? Which we have done. It's important for me when I think about the foundation of this office to ensure that we engage community more importantly into where they are rather than them reaching out to us. And as we build out, we'll see more of that too. I'm sorry, what was the last part of your question?
Oh no, I was just saying so that, or if
Oh,
it was
if organizations want to reach out,
entity that says I have
absolutely.
something that
So
you
again,
might need.
as I want people to see our office as that convener and coordinator. If there's a need that needs PD's attention, then I will reach out to Chief Bryan and Major Hicks and say, hey, this is a PD responsibility. If it is a responsibility that lies within code enforcement, hey, Derek Planner, I received this call. This is more of you in your realm. Let us be the coordinator in that. But also, if we hear of a need and we recognize a community partner that can play a role in providing that resource, then of course, let us know so that we can then coordinate. Because for us to really drive down violence in the city of Fayetteville and create a higher quality of life and also play a role in that cohesive narrative of Fayetteville being safe, it takes all of us.
Right.
And now the city of Fayetteville has an entity who can be the ones to coordinate and convene so that needs are being met appropriately.
Okay, great. So it is 11:21, and we were going to take a short break. But when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Chief Bryan and with Director Jones concerning the Office of Community Safety and how that looks. And Chief, new chief for us. Although, how long have you been in? Have you been in a year yet?
No, about 7 months as well.
Okay, so
actually, Director Jones and I came in right around the same time.
2 weeks.
So we
Yeah.
got to give you a chance to tell us just some of your, some of your thoughts about what we're doing as a police department
Yes.
and the direction that you're planning on taking.
All right.
us.
Not a
Thank you.
problem.
So in a few minutes, we will be right back.
Hi, this is Apostle Bernard L. Whitfield Jr. of Righteous God Ministries, 348 Old Wilmington Road, 910-223-7591. The pastor is Phyllis Vernell Whitfield. Our service time is 9:45 Bible study, 11 a.m. service. Tuesday night Bible study begins at 6:45. And remember, come as you are. You don't have to clean up to get up, but come see us, and we'll be there for you. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you.
I'm Charles Evans, your candidate for Cumberland County Board of Commissioners. As your commissioner at large, I worked very hard for you and led the effort to sue Comores for accountability for polluting our water. I led the effort to have expungement clinics, and to this date, over 1,000 citizens of nonviolent crime live a life of freedom. My responsibility to you is to make your life better. I work hard for you. For bold and intentional leadership, vote Charles Evans for Cumberland County Commissioner at Large. Paid for by the committee to elect Charles Evans.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Bless the Lord. I'm Dr. Ann T. Newell, pastor of the Soul Harvest Apostolic Church, the church not just there in the community, but there for the community of Spring Lake, North Carolina. We're looking for more than a few good men and women to join the team. Iron sharpeneth iron. We may have what you need. You may have what we need. Catch the vision. Join the team. Join Wake Up.
Once again, we are your station for information and inspiration. We now return back into Studio C for more of our Fayetteville Police Department.
Welcome back, Fayetteville. I'm Sergeant Alpha Caldwell. We are here with Chief Bryan, welcome, and Director Jones with Office of Community Safety, and Ms. Sharon Stevens with our Crime Prevention Unit.
Great.
So when we last took a little break, we said we're going to come back, and Chief Bryan, you said you've been in service now as the chief for about 7 months.
Correct.
So what direction do you see the Fayetteville Police Department going under your leadership?
Well, currently, as we all know, where most agencies throughout the nation is suffering with personnel issues in terms of not being able to fill the vacancies. So that's where we're moving at in terms of making sure that we fill our vacancies. We have an aggressive plan and approach, and we are really doing well with that plan. Currently, we have about 23 vacancies, active vacancies that are open. that we should be able to fulfill by April of this year. So at that point, there's another 38 frozen positions that we're going to evaluate to see, about requesting for those positions to be unfrozen. And I believe we could probably hit that mark easily by the new fiscal year. So we're looking really good in terms of that. In terms of the community and listening to the community, one of the biggest issues that we always hear currently and, continuous since I've been here is the speeding, the red lights, people running the red lights and the careless and reckless driving. So if you haven't noticed, but we are being out there enforcing these traffic violations and making sure that we can change this behavior.
And I will say, just from a perspective, so I think you'd be lucky, but Chief Brian makes traffic stops. I hear him on the radio. Car one. I hear him I hear him on the radio all the time. And I'd be like,
yes, I do. I do. Agree. I mean, I think it's important that our officers realize that it's not just the patrol officers. It's
right.
Everybody from command to the chief is making these stops. We understand the risk that is related to a traffic stop. And if I'm expecting those officers on the road to make that stop, and we have to lead by example.
Exactly.
So our command staff and everyone is expected, when they see these violations, something needs to be done.
Well, I will say you have an advantage because you're from here, are you not? Or
Yeah,
around?
I grew up here.
So
Yes.
see, so the funny thing to me, and this is not shade at any previous chief we've had, so I'm gonna, but like Chief Medlock, I remember when he first got here, and he came from Charlotte, he would make a traffic stop, but he wouldn't know where he was. Exactly. So he just kind of give an area, and then everybody be like, find him, because that's not where he is. We see him. But I looked for you the first time I ever heard you. I was like, is that where you? And I went by and I saw you, and I was like, okay, he knows where he is. He's okay.
Yes.
But yes, I agree. Everyone should, So I'm helping out some of my friends and citizens. I'm telling you right now, some of them know. They think, oh, when I see those big rigs, those people don't make traffic stops because they see the SUVs. They think it's not. They think it's just
everybody is stopping.
Everybody's. Yeah.
And that leads to the traffic unit with the campaign, Speed Kills, Know Your Limit for 2026. And just know that people in the community see it. They are seeing the officers. They know when the officers are out there, and they're even getting on our social media or on social media and saying, hey, I just got pulled over and I got a ticket. So it is noticed.
Yes.
The community notices.
Yes, I think everybody's noticing, and I keep saying it to our folks. And internally is we're going to make Fayetteville the Emporia of North Carolina. So for anybody that knows Emporia, Virginia,
right? Yeah.
You slow down when you get to Emporia, Virginia.
Somewhere near it.
So
Exactly.
that is my goal, that we have Fayetteville being the Emporia, Virginia. Everybody's going to slow down when they come here in our city.
It is noticed.
Well, all right,
Yes,
Chief.
sir.
Here we go. So getting back to the Office of Community Safety, Director Jones, the other thing that I want to ask you about, or at least lead you into speaking on, is your pillars, the 4 pillars that you all are focusing on. Is there any hierarchy in those, or is it a blanket kind of let's just address them as they come sort of thing?
Yeah, great question. I wouldn't say there's a hierarchy. I will say there has been progress made and some more advanced progress than others. Like, for example, our mental health pillar, we are actually interviewing this week folks for our mental health response program manager. That person will oversee the development of our crisis response model, which is very similar to what you see in Durham with the Durham Hearts model, as well as Raleigh Acorns and Greensboro, Mecklenburg County. So this is a model that's already relevant in the state of North Carolina. And we're looking for someone with a clinician background to oversee that piece, while we work internally with PD, Lisa Reed, and others to identify the logistics so that we can kind of have a cohesive working group that involves all parties that need to be involved to ensure we're not missing any gaps and we're really addressing the concerns that the citizens have brought to our attention. We have also made some significant progress with our youth programming pillar. We've had multiple youth night outs, and we also just released a request for proposal or a grant opportunity for community-based organizations to apply to create safe space activations or community events. We just released that this past week, I believe. We're looking for 4 organizations to receive $25,000 to host community events from April to August every weekend in spaces that we work with and within internally as the city of Fayetteville, but also community partners, areas of concern, need to really bring in people through community-based organizations. They know how to bring people in. And also we can coordinate the resources, so we're bridging that gap there. I know community events may seem very small and just like a fun little opportunity, but it is a great opportunity for us to bring in the very specific resources that benefit those who are in that space. So think of it like that. But also we had multiple youth night outs. The most recent one, we had over 130 plus young people where we had physical activity, of course. We partnered with the Fayetteville Marksmen and Fayetteville Woodpeckers, but also we had sensory rooms, we had artistic rooms, we had cooking classes. So ample opportunities for young people to be involved in something more than just physical activity, say basketball or volleyball. With our CVI, we had successful workshops working with community partners in the city of Fayetteville to really expand the knowledge of what community violence intervention is. Think of community violence intervention as partnering with community to de-escalate and intervene before an act of violence comes to play. And to do that, you need to have credible messengers within the community, and that's the ecosystem we look to develop. It's a very successful model, and we see it all across the nation, so we're moving forward with that. And then our unhoused population, which is our last pillar, I would say. We have already responded to 500 unhoused calls since I began in June. In the first quarter, it was north of 234. Since then, we've had a lot more. And the reason is because we've worked with partners like PD who call us and say, hey, it's not really our response. Can we coordinate with you all to identify the best way to address this need with this individual? And when I say we responded to 500 calls, that means we engaged with the individual and coordinated with community partners or ourselves to identify some practical resources where we can provide to that individual so that we can not just simply remove, but really identify a pathway to excel moving from that step. So with that in mind, those are the 4 pillars, and a little bit about the work we have done. Again, no hierarchy. Progress has been made in some more than others, but that's the basis that we have with our staff and how we plan to move forward.
Great. So, Chief, I want to just get back with you for 1 second to say to you also about our recruiting. Can you give me, or do you know? I know you know, because I wouldn't ask you if I didn't think you knew. We don't have any, just outline for us about how those who may be interested in becoming a police officer with the Fayetteville Police Department, as far as age, minimum, maximum, because I'm 65, so I know I'm too old to apply, but...
You're never too old. As long as you can meet the requirements to pass the physical requirements of that POPAC,
test, yes,
and
exactly.
You pass the background. So
okay.
it's we've had folks. I want to say almost 60 that came through our academy.
65.
And that were actually in better shape than some of our younger people.
Oh, okay.
So I know we have a command sergeant major that's actually going to be starting with us in April. Mm-hmm. He did his a 25-year
plus in the military.
Military, and he's getting ready to start with us. So there's no age in terms of maximum. We just need you to be able to pass the physical requirements in the background. As far as starting on the police department, you have to be 20 and a half, I believe, by the time you start.
Of appointment, yes.
The academy, and all you need, the minimum educational requirement is a high school diploma. We prefer more. But the minimum requirement is, but we also give you an opportunity to get your associates and your bachelor's while you're employed with the city of Fayetteville. So, there's so many opportunities that, folks that come on can actually take advantage of.
Okay. So if you are entitled, if you are having an inkling that you thought to yourself, I could do that job, or I want to do that job.
And our starting pay is almost 55. It's 50,500. Yeah.
Okay.
So, so it's a really good earning. Not including any overtime that you may want to, work
or any
additional.
incentives for you if you already have a degree. We do have incentives for
Correct. We actually
education,
use
right?
a $1,500 bonus in terms of that as well.
Right, one-time
yes.
bonus, but yes, we have incentives for that. So get on the website, go to the cityoffayettevillenc.gov, and then click on public service, public safety, and look at police department. And I'm pretty sure that there's some information concerning how to join or how to apply. And come be a Fayetteville police officer, Fayetteville, North Carolina police officer.
And it's $1,500 for associates and $3,000 for bachelors. So
okay,
so yeah,
the more education you have, the bigger the bonus, which makes sense.
Exactly.
So, and I'm assuming that all of your positions, with the exception of your mental health coordinator, that you are staffed once you get that person in place.
We have a total head count of 6 folks. We'll look to onboard the mental health crisis program manager when they arrive. We did have someone who retired, so we want to give a huge shout out to him, Orlando Smith, who is a great grandfather now. So of course that would lead him to
nothing can compare.
So we respect his decision on that. So we have one available position, but we haven't posted anything. And just do want to give a plug. We recognize for us to be, as an office, to be successful, we do need additional staff, which we'll have conversations in the budget season regarding that.
As you grow, that's right. So keep an eye out for that also. Yes, sir.
And one thing too, I want to make sure that we make sure that it's clear that we also need telecommunicators.
Okay, and that is our
we have telecommunicators. Yes,
yes,
telecommunicators. We have about 15 positions that are available, and so we're looking for telecommunicators. And so there's a huge need. They are critical in the role for law enforcement. Responding.
Yes.
So we definitely want to make sure that everyone is aware that those telecommunicator positions are also available.
Yes. So, and for those, any openings, so the city of Fayetteville actually lists all of their openings throughout the city in one place, whether it's in police department or whether it's in Parks and Rec or anywhere you work. If you're working for the city of Fayetteville, city of Fayetteville itself, all of those job openings are in one place. So go online, and then it has a tab across the top that says employment, and you can touch that tab and open it up. It will list the opening, it will list the salary range, and you can also apply online. And I will say this for the city, they have a very streamlined application process. You fill out one app, and as you find different jobs, if you see them that you think you are qualified for, or that you might be interested in applying for, you simply send that pre-filled application to that particular division, and they will get it. There's sometimes you have to add some things or something they may need, certifications or something you might want to add, but your basic application stays on file. So as job openings come up, you can just simply send it out to those different divisions. So take a look at that on the website. And if you want to be an employee of the city of Fayetteville, I will say they have good benefits.
Yes, they do.
We do. We have health insurance, vision, and
401k.
401k is available. Yes.
Health savings account.
Yes.
So there's
yes.
many benefits.
So there's many benefits. So if you're looking for a job or a second career, because we're a military town and you're ending that military career, take a look at the Fayetteville Police Department and other divisions within the city for employment. Okay, so Mr. Jones, is there anything else that you would like us to know in closing? I know you and the chief have calendars chocked full of things that you need to do.
One thing I will say, in my position, starting a brand new office in the city of Fayetteville, an office that promotes a different approach to addressing violence in our city. It is foundational that we have a chief that is aligned with that. So I just want to provide kudos to Chief Brian for being supportive, because I know other colleagues in this work do not have the same exact support. Yeah, yes. Thank you for that. They definitely do not. So I greatly appreciate Chief and all of PD for engaging with us as staff and have listening ears for us when I bring in my ideas and thoughts. But also, last thing I too will say is, OCS, when we think about the sustainability of OCS, one piece of that is where will OCS be located? So do want to announce on this that we did receive confirmation from City Council a few weeks ago that confirmed that OCS will be moving into the old Senior Center on Blue Street.
Okay.
So we're in the process of getting some architectural designs and moving forward with renovations. We hope to be in there this calendar year, but do just want to make that formal announcement that council did approve that, and we're moving forward. So that will be the OCS hub, as I would say.
Yay.
So we're excited about that. But thank you for
Congratulations
having me
on
on
that.
here.
Yes, well, thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to come down and speak with us and give us some insight on what the office does and how we can expect to look for it to go forward,
Yes,
and the services that we can expect to receive as a community. Chief, closing thoughts?
Yeah, from our perspective, we're going to be getting into the spring and the summer real soon, and most folks going to be out there. So hopefully by that time we'll have more folks on the streets, and so you will be seeing enforcement out there.
Yes.
You will be seeing enforcement. So slow down. We want to make sure that everybody makes it safe home or to work, and in order to do that, we need everybody to abide by the traffic laws. In terms of OCS, we're definitely a strong partner, and we're looking forward in helping and coordinating with them in terms of addressing the violence, and we're definitely looking forward to those opportunities as they present themselves as well.
Well, thank you both. We really appreciate you coming. And when we come back from break, you're going to have a few minutes with Sergeant Caldwell and myself as we give you some tips on staying safe in the immediate future, because we have had some spikes in specific areas of crime, of larceny and breaking into some vehicles. And I sound like that mother that has 30,000 children, because we tell you this every week about those cars. But we will be back to give you information again on locking your vehicles and how to prevent yourself from becoming the victim of some of these larceny incidents we have. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate it. And if you would stand by, we will be right back after these messages.
Jesse Jackson, the longtime civil rights activist, Baptist minister, and two-time presidential candidate, died this morning at the age. Reverend Jesse Jackson, the longtime civil rights activist, Baptist minister, and two-time presidential candidate, died this morning at the age of 84. The governor's task force on energy is out with an initial report. At an event in Western North Carolina, Governor Josh Stein talked about some of the report's ideas. President Trump says he will meet with Democrats to discuss funding the Department of Homeland Security. Officials in Beech Grove, Indiana, say they have arrested a man who killed one police officer and wounded another on Monday. Missing since February 1st, the search for Nancy Guthrie continues, with more emphasis on tracking a suspect via evidence collected at the scene. Doing business for the DMV is becoming easier, with more self-service kiosks coming online. Division Commissioner Paul Tyne met with reporters on Monday. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. At about 3 p.m. on Monday, January 19th, the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office responded to 4455 Sid's Mill Road in Fayetteville in reference to a larceny. The two suspects stole 15 copper ground rods from the back of a Line Tech Services truck. The suspects then left the scene in a white Chevy pickup. If you have any information about the investigation, contact the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office Property Crimes Detective W. Haynes at 910-223-3325. Last week, County Commissioner Patel visited the Cumberland County Animal Services to deliver pup cups and a little extra encouragement to the hardworking team and the animals in their care. While adoptions remain temporarily paused due to a recent respiratory illness, case numbers are steadily declining, and they are moving carefully through a phased reopening. Join them for a drive-through pet food distribution event today, 2 until 4 p.m. at 4704 Corporation Drive. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But, try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Tuesday morning starting out cold, but a warming trend on the way for much of the upcoming week. That starts with today, mostly sunny to at times partly cloudy, and high temperatures mainly in the low to mid 60s. We'll see more clouds overnight, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for overnight lows, and more clouds Wednesday. Breezy at times, however, and that's going to help to keep things quite warm. High temperatures ranging between 67 and 72. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
It's that time of year. Cooler temperatures are settling in, and staying comfortable at home becomes a priority. When it is colder outside, heating systems often must work harder to keep you and your family cozy inside. When energy use goes up, monthly utility bills can go up too. That's why PwC is here to help with a few simple steps that can make a real difference. A programmable thermostat is a smart place to start. It allows you to reduce energy use when you're away or sleeping, helping you stay comfortable while managing costs. Also, weathering your home can also improve efficiency. Sealing windows and doors helps keep cold air outside and prevents energy from being wasted. Visit faypwc.com for more tips, programs, and resources to help you manage your energy use, control costs, and stay comfortable all winter long. PwC, we are more than your hometown utility.
Angelic Flourish Creations, 442 Hillsborough Street, Fayetteville, is family-owned and operated, proudly serving the Fayetteville area. Whatever the occasion, Angelic Flourish Creations can create a floral arrangement or gift for any occasion or holiday. Angelic Flourish Creations has prompt, friendly, and caring service. If you want to say you care, you can always say it with flowers from Angelic Flourish Creations, 442 Hillsborough Street, Fayetteville. Call 910-485-2205.
Thank you for tuning in to your station for information and inspiration. We now go back into Studio C for more of our Fayetteville Police Department.
Hey everybody, we're back. And now
just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Okay,
it's,
now.
I'm Sergeant Alpha Caldwell with the Fayetteville Police Department's Public Information Office, and I have Miss Sharon Stevens, our Crime Prevention Specialist. And we're back to speak to you guys about a couple of thefts that we need y'all to be aware of so that you will not be a victim to them.
Yes, listen, and spread the word. Come on, you guys. This is easy stuff.
Yes.
This is easy stuff. So listen, the first thing, biggest thing, we've had a little slight uptick in copper thefts. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the City of Fayetteville's Crime Prevention Unit, we would like to remind citizens and business owners, operators, thieves are targeting copper wire and components for theft. They are taking pipes, they're taking wiring, they're taking these copper wires and stuff because the price of copper saw a 13% increase in price since the newly imposed import tariff was implemented back in August. So a lot of times people said, I don't care about that tariff because it didn't affect me, and it didn't. You didn't have to buy any new pipes. But if they steal the ones you have now, or they take the copper wiring that you have now, that is when you're going to see that tariff hit you because 13% increase in the price since August. So the targets for the copper thieves include dark buildings, vacant residences, unoccupied or vacant commercial buildings that can be stripped of the copper from the electrical wiring in the walls, from the HVAC units, which are usually located outside of the buildings, from communications cables and older plumbing. And sometimes we don't think about those things.
So here are some suggestions to help, just some things we can tell you to kind of help combat this. So install HVAC cages around your units that are located on the exterior of your residence and buildings. I've seen where there are air conditioning units on the outside, and I've seen them caged in with a lock on them, with a padlock. So that's one way you can do it. Also, install monitored video systems for surveillance in the areas where your HVAC units are located, especially during night or close of business hours. So for your businesses, as well as your residences, have cameras where they're in position, if you have them on the exterior of your residence or the exterior of your business, where they capture your HVAC unit. So that if somebody tries to steal it, attempts to steal it or anything, you'll capture it, or something will set it off to where they, hey, it'll spook them and they'll run.
But we want you to monitor those, because what we often get is 2 days later, someone calls. And trust me, old policing when I was a cop and then policing now, yes, a video image is good, but I promise you the images that we get look nothing like on CSI Miami, where the person looks up in the camera and they put it on this face recognition system and it says, that's Sharon, she steals copper. These images are not that clear. These thieves wear hoodies, they wear sunglasses. There's a myriad of reasons. The lighting's bad, your camera's poorly positioned. So there's a myriad of reasons why, if you have it monitored where you see it as it happens and you call us, that's in time, that's happening right then and there. And the response is different in progress than my building got broken in 2 days ago.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Check your vacant residences or your businesses often, and alter the times from which you do it. You want to do your security checks during the day, during the night. You don't want it to be where somebody's watching you and they're like, oh, well, we know at 5 p.m. they're going to go check their cameras or check their properties. We want you to scatter your times, make it random throughout going to check your vacant residences, your vacant businesses, just to make sure that they're secured and nothing is going on. Also, post no trespassing signs on business locations. Consider registering your business with the Fayetteville Police Department's Trespass Agreement Program for enforcement action when businesses are closed. We do have Officer Zayada Scott. She does take care and handle of the no trespass agreement. So you'll make contact with her and she'll get you started on the paperwork and the posting of those signs.
And she's very diligent about it, and our patrol officers are very diligent about enforcement.
Yes. So when you have those signs posted and you're not there, officers know, okay, nobody should be there. If there's no trespassing sign, that person can be cited and or arrested.
Especially when your business is closed, because that's when those trespass agreements are enforceable.
Yes.
Is during non-business hours.
Yes.
Okay? All right.
Disconnect utilities such as electricity and water to vacant buildings and residences to reduce the attraction of individuals using outlets to charge their personal electronic devices, such as their cell phones.
Exactly. They will try. People will try and see if your outlets are live.
Yes.
And even if you just turn off a circuit breaker, say you don't want to be bothered with PWC with the disconnection and the connections, just turn off circuit breakers, especially to those residences that are under construction, or not construction, but if you're going to be remodeling or it's vacant because you're looking for a new renter, get in touch with your realty company that may be managing that property for you and discuss ways that you can make it less likely that someone's going to be like, I've been coming here charging my phone for 3 weeks and I ain't seen nobody around. Let me steal something. Or now I'm cold. Let me break in. So, consider doing that.
And with that, you can also request a safety and security check through the Fayetteville Police Department's Crime Prevention Unit to assess the effectiveness of lighting to combat theft attempts. So you can get a crime prevention specialist to come out to your property or your business and just to see, okay, are there security measures that are in place that will suffice, or are there certain things that need to be changed to help you to prevent being a victim.
Yes, because oftentimes people say, well, I don't want to burn a light 24/7 because my electricity bill is going to go up. However, you can do things like motion sensors.
Yes.
You can do lights that have dawn to dusk. There's a myriad of ways to keep your property safe and properly lit. Because I will say this, most thieves prefer hours of darkness. They don't want to be lit up. They don't want to do it during the day, but sometimes they will. If it's if the attraction for what they're looking at is large enough, they'll take a chance on during the day. But most times these crimes occur during hours of darkness, and especially during the wintertime when it gets dark earlier. Then they do have the opportunity to do so. So call your local crime prevention unit. Numbers you can call, or the prefix for all of these is 910-433. And then the extensions are either 1873, 1134, or 1033. Call one of those 3 extensions. We will find out where you live or where the property that you're speaking of is located, and then the appropriate crime prevention specialist will get in touch with you and make arrangements to have an appointment with you to do an assessment on your property. Okay? So the second thing.
Last but not least. Okay, y'all. Work with us. Help us, please. Securing your vehicles being stolen, vehicles being broken into, items being stolen, to include handguns out of vehicles. And I know it's like beating a dead horse to death, but we ask you all, please don't be a victim of a crime that you don't have to be. We know the weather has been cold. Summertime, it's going to start getting warm and beautiful outside, which means we now want to keep our cars running so the AC in the cars is cool because it's too hot. Please do not leave your vehicles unattended while they are running, just so you can do a real quick shoot. I forgot something, run back in the house, or hey, I'm just going to go grab a quick something to drink and run back out to the car. That is a crime of opportunity where you will become a victim because someone now has a chance to take your vehicle and go on a joyride at your expense. So we are asking you, please do not leave your cars unsecured while you have to do these last second things, or just to let your vehicles warm up or cool off. Please secure your vehicles. And on top of that, please do not leave at night or even during the daytime. Don't leave your cars unsecured with your valuables inside your car, thinking, oh, if I just put it under the seat, or if I just hide it here, or no, that is an opportunity where somebody just happens to see something sticking out because you didn't push it far back enough, where they're going to break into your car to take what they want.
And the sergeant's being nice. She says break in. I don't even. They're not breaking in anything because it takes too much effort to break in. They're just pulling door handles, and if your vehicle's door opens, they are going to sit on that seat. And open that middle console, open that glove box, run their hands under the seat. If you have a trunk latch, they're going to go in the trunk, and most newer cars do, and it doesn't need to have a fob near it because you left it unsecured. You left it unlocked. So I'm not saying the thieves are breaking in. They break in when they got to break something to break in. They just pulling on the door handle. And then other people walk by and see them, but they're bold. They sit in your car like it's theirs. And then they take whatever it is, and you think, well, I had $2 in change, but I do this analogy all the time. If I break in 10 cars that have $2 worth of change in them, in about 10 minutes I made $20. That's more than I make sitting here right now talking to you all on the radio for my normal salary with the Fayetteville Police Department, and I'm a full-time employee. So don't make it worth their while by giving them the opportunity. And then sometimes I feel sorry for them. They'd be like, I was just walking. I don't know why I pulled that handle, but then it opened. It may not even been planning to be a criminal, but you helped them be one that day. So please, 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 in my best James Brown voice, please, 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 lock your motor vehicles. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. A big shout out again to Chief Bryan and to Director Jones for coming down and giving us some information. You're more than welcome to call the Fayetteville Police Department and the Office of Community Safety for information or questions that you may have had. We appreciate you for taking an hour out of your day to hang out with us, Sarge. As always, a joy to see you. And we will be back next month. If you have any suggestions for us, call me, 910-433 833-1134. Tell us what you'd like us to give you information on, and we'll be more than happy to address that. Stay warm, stay safe, lock up everything. And from the Fayetteville Police Department, on behalf of Chief Brian, we say thank you very much. Stop speeding. Have a good week.